So, book review time. Time for another book. And we're doing John Steinbeck again. And we're doing In Dubious Battle. Now, I've heard of many titles of John Steinbeck novels. I dare say this is just, I've only scratched the surface so far. So far we've reviewed Of Mice and Men, Grapes of Wrath, and now In Dubious Battle. And this one follows Jim Nolan, who is a working man. And he joins his local communist party, and he gets involved in a strike of migrant workers. And the book is an examination of human mentality and how groups of humans, groups of men, are vastly different than their individual members, and how people think and act differently in groups compared to individuals. And like a lot of Steinbeck's work, it's an examination of the human condition and the human mind and human mentality. It's also an examination. He is very much an observer, an observationist. He likes to just simply say what he sees, and that is wonderful in terms of writing. Every single word in this book, I don't think a single word goes to waste. Every single word is setting something up, or symbolizing something, or describing something. Every word seems to be doing something, and that is the mark of a fantastic author. Now, when I said at the start of the year, Red Dragon, I said I don't think much is going to top Red Dragon. This book topped it. John Steinbeck topped it. This is probably one of my favourite Steinbeck works out of the three that we've reviewed already, if not the favourite. It's fantastic. It studies both angles of the communist side of it, and how they manipulate people, how they, take people's lives essentially, how they're always thinking of the cause, and that is embodied in Mac, who is our secondary protagonist. He is a communist party, and he's always thinking, scheming, how to use everything to his advantage, even deaths. A couple of deaths occur in the novel, obviously not going to ruin anything for you guys. A couple of accidents, people get hurt, and he's always scheming, always thinking ahead, beyond the rational emotion of any man. Something happens to a person, and men and humankind should be sad or angry or upset, but he immediately moves on from that. He's always thinking about how he can use it to benefit the strike. People lose property gets burned down, and Mac is thinking, oh, we can use this will get the public on our side. Oh, we shouldn't go and retaliate, because even though it's rational, completely rational, for if you know somebody is a good friend of yours and their property is burned to the ground, you're going to want to go out and burn something back. That's completely human emotion, but Mac is always thinking in terms of how we can progress the party, how we can progress the cause. He's a fantastic character. Jim Nolan is a fantastic character. He starts out quite naive, quite boyish, quite fresh-faced, wet behind the ears, and he grows to become this almost a leader in this strike. We have other characters as well. Old Man Dan, he's an individual that is an old man, and he suffers a fall, and he becomes sort of almost a rallying point for the whole strike. We have a few characters. There's loads of characters in here that are quite reflective of everything. There's always everything in this book symbolises something. I haven't got enough time, I haven't got enough video in the world to cover what this book, everything it details. The book is very layered. A couple of images popped out at me when I was reading it. There's a fight scene in an orchard. Jim climbs a tree, and a torch falls to the ground and symbolises it lights on a rotten apple, because obviously the fight's at night, and it lights on a rotten apple. And I thought that was a powerful image, because the workers are apple pickers and they are going to strike, and the fruit is rotting. And it's not only is it simply giving you the image of the fruit literally rotting, it's almost a representation of the human condition. And John Steinbeck actually wrote to a friend of his and said that the whole setting and the whole character for this book was meant to be a representation of man's eternal war with itself. And he even plants himself in this book. There is a Dr. Burton in this book. He's a camp doctor. They get him in to keep things clean and sanitised so they won't be shut down by the Red Cross. And he is, in my view, John Steinbeck implanting himself into this novel, because he's always trying to weigh things up rationally and see how, it goes around in circles, and how man is always at war with himself, and how, you know, men think differently in groups and act differently in groups, and there's no way to predict which way a group would act. Seriously, go out and read it, pick it up. That was John Steinbeck in Dubious Battle. I'll see you next time.